So this is my Master Rules 5 Stardust Assault Mode deck. I'm gonna be posting an insane Forbidden Exodia deck. I've been playing on the Switch. Like, it's massive draw power and you win in one shot or at least 2 turns. So I was bored, so I collected the cards to make it extremely bored. Just when I'm here by myself and just sitting in my corner, just playing by myself, I can play with the cards as well as playing the exact deck build on there. But I'll be uploading this after I make this video, which will be today. This is my Stardust Assault Mode deck. Let's start with the side deck first. And the Bureau token, because we run 2 Nibiru's, 2 Wind Dragon Aras, Sphere Mode, 3 deck Epic Demic Fires, 2 Imperial Orders. I'm still trying to get the 3rd. 3 Royal Decrees for decks that run traps. Once we establish Assault Mode, we could just play this and just negate all their traps and just go for game. And then going second, 3 Starlight Roads. Let's go in game 2. Just in case they want to pop stuff, you could just negate. They won't see it coming. You get a free starter. So if you have this with Assault Mode activate, you can set both of them. Since it's 2 targets, they try to Twin Twister, play, negate the Twin Twister, bring out Stardust. Since Stardust is on the field, flip up Assault Mode activate, and get a free Stardust Dragon Assault Mode on the field. But yeah, that's for that. I'll show you a few combos afterwards. And the best part is, you don't need to only be in the extra monster zone to special summon, so that's awesome. I'll do my extra deck first, second, and then we'll go into the main deck, and then I can show you combos of why I play it this way. So we run 2 Stardust Dragons. It's good at 2. You could just bring it back with other cards. The only 2 links we kept, part of OTK. If you see my other builds, there's OTKs with it, and you can bring this. You can bring out the BLS link easy. It's powerful and it was expensive, so I'm not letting this shit go to waste. But it's still an awesome card, and you can bring it out with 2 card combo. You can bring him out. Then everything else is depending on what you want. This deck, you can make any level synchro you want. So opening up Side Reflector just by himself, Assault Beast. We can make Black Rose just in case they have a field. Just blow it up and you can bring it back. But if you open up Kite, Assault Sentinel, you can go into Kite Drake. Use Assault Sentinels. Bring out Side Reflector. Side Reflector, you go into the combo, and then before you synchro summon, use Assault Sentinel's second effect to change Side Reflector into a wind machine by targeting this card. You reveal it, he becomes a wind machine because that's the type of this card. It's a wind machine. So now the Side Reflector turns into that. It's the requirements to bring him out. It's a wind machine tuner. So it's just like Black Rose, except it's 3,000, and he blows up every other card, so he stays on the field. With Black Rose, he destroys himself, but you have to bring him back, which is no problem, but I'd rather the monster stay on the field than just punch for 3,000. This card is awesome against certain decks. Draco Berserk of Tenyu. The one of Bazel. I love this just in case decks that just pop off, like, I don't know if they're still being played, but True Draco and stuff like that. Can't be destroyed, and he gets buffed by battle damage or effect damage that they do to you. He gets powered up, so that's Beast. Like, if a Blue Eyes Ultimate attacks him, the difference is 15, but then he gets powered up by 15. So the next turn he punches it, he stays alive, the other one gets destroyed. This card has been helpful. Bazel, the Diabolical Dragon. You can make this easy with Summon this Monk and 1 spell. You just chuck the summon this monk, chuck the spell, and go into your Assault Mode play. Except when you bring back the monster from the graveyard with Assault Side Reflector, you bring it increased level by 1. So then with Summoner's Monk, Assault Beast, and the tuner, it makes the requirements perfect. One dark tuner, which is Sight Reflector, and two or more monsters, which is Assault Sentinel and Summoner's Monk. And then you can gain life points, and I've used this a lot of times. It's the same as the other one. It cannot be destroyed, but he's the only one that can attack, which is fine because you can move stuff around if you wanted to, or just leave him there and have cards to negate. And then you can target one of the monsters. It becomes 0 attack, and you gain that to your life points. So I have played this card at regionals where I gain the life points. The battle damage this card does to that monster gets cut in half, but that's fine because it was game 2. And going into time, I have more life points because I gained the life points and he took the 2,000. Now, if you don't if you don't use his effect, and they say they have a 0 attack monster, it does 4,000 damage. He only does half battle damage when you gain their attack to your life. The one Chimera Tech, since we run Cyber Dragons, just 2 Cyber Dragons. I keep the build at 40. Summon Cyber Dragon, get rid of a problematic monster that's in the extra monster zone, or I don't know how they're gonna change this card, but I normally do that, then go into the play. I'll show you afterwards. To go into Star Eater. So this is needed to go into a Star Eater OTK. And then generic, the other 5 cards are generic super poly targets. 2 dark monsters, 3 dark monsters. I face a lot of Cyber Dragon players, so they're out there. So just super poly all their machines and bring out Chimera Tech. And just in case they play fusions, sorry about that. Just in case they play fusions, all you need is 1 dark monster, which you have Summoner's Monk, and you have you could do a lot of things with this, like summon. What I've done is they have a fusion on the field, Summoner's Monk, they let it go through, activate Summoner's Monk effect, bring out Assault Sentinel, and at that point super poly their fusion with Summoner's Monk to bring him out. So it gets rid of the problematic card. They don't see it coming. They can't respond to Super Poly. Bring him out. And then he's at any zone. Then use Assault Sentinel's effect to go into Starter's Dragon or whatever else from there. Now let's get into the deck list and a few combos. I love the starters. Try to see if I could get some more. Now, I went to Queens to my apartment to get this. I'm at my girl's place. And I run 2, and for some reason I can't find the other one, because I did take out some cards to put them in other decks. So I do run 2 of these, I just can't find the other one. So it would be a 41 card deck, but right now it's a 40 card deck. So it's 1 Stardust Assault Mode, 3 Assault Sentinels, perfect. This 1 card can get you any synchro you want. You don't have to go into Stardust Dragon, but you could do a lot more things with it. 3 Sight Reflectors. That's the key card that does everything. All you need is 1 Assault Beast, just in case you open up a hard Assault Sentinel. And that's basically it for the Assault package. Everything else would either support it, or just add a little other spice to try to bait out their effects, their extra cards. So we got 2 Summoner's Monk. You could chuck a spell for Assault Sentinel since he's a 4, and then go into the loop. So this is extra support to bring him out to go into the loop, and you could do other things with these. Now the card I love and I kept it at, I bumped it to 3, is Iron Drain Timation. As long as you have 3 cards in the same column, you can special summon this for free, and he pops every other card in the row and makes it unusable. Also a dark target for Super Poly. I love that card. When I played that regional, everybody was calling it spicy. And it's a free plus, so it's like, alright, they have a monster somewhere, anywhere, it doesn't matter. Let's say they have a monster here, and a back row. All you gotta do is let's play, say, pay up face down in that same back in a row. Since it's 3, special summon. Either they're gonna negate it, they're gonna use up their negation, or the whole row is gonna get popped. Then we run 2 Cyber Dragons just to get the free. Going second, they have a full board, special summon Cyber Dragon. Doesn't do anything except inherit summoning, and then you can send it to the grave with their monster for Chimera Tech Over Dragon, and you could go from place from there while removing problems from the field. And of course, the last monster, 2 Blackluster Soldiers and Void of the Beginning. Because at that point, if we go into the light play to move stuff out the way, this is also part of the OTK. And then since you have a light, everything, you have a bunch of darks. You can just remove for him to come out when he punches twice or removes from the field. And spells, 1 equal, 1 for 1, and 2 fire formations tankies. The fire formation tankies bring out Soul Sentinel going for your play, so it's Summoners Monk can bring him out. Then you got fire formation to bring him out. The 1 for 1 and the emergency brings out Side Reflector. So it's like a bunch of different ways to just go into your main combo. And you know, I don't know if anybody still plays Ash or whatever, you know, hand traps are a problem. You still want to play the Call by the Grave. And if you go into the game, the loop, and they ain't doing nothing, you can always use Summoner's Monk and get rid of a spell that you don't need, because you know you're safe and good to go into more, either that play or anything else you want to go into. We run 2 Lightning Storms. It's good at 2. Like, you don't really need 3, because then at one point you're gonna have monsters on the field and everything, and they're gonna be dead. But even though this deck has a lot of spell cards, with Summoner's Monk you just get rid of them, bring out more monsters, and flood the field. 1 sexy ass Monster Reborn. And we cut it down to 1 Return of the Dragon's Lord. So if you go into Stardust Assault mode with either Monster Reborn or Return of the Dragon's Lord, you could just bring back Stardust Dragon and Assault mode the second one, or you could do the Black Rose combo and then bring back Black Rose with either Monster Reborn or Return of the Dragon's Lord. So it's good either way. Like, I love this card. Like, just go for the synchro that you want to bring back. Instead of going to a whole other loop, you could just bring back the direct monster you want to bring back. So once you establish one, you could just bring back it and go into a second one instead of going through a whole loop, and then use the loop to go into another synchro you want. Then we use Synchro Chaser. When you synchro summon a Stardust Dragon, when this is on the field, you can bring back any material used for it. So what this card is good because you can line up cards for Tamayan or Super Poly. I'll show you right after. And I don't know if the ban list that people have been posting is true or it's a April Fool's joke, but it says Pot of Apparatus is at 3, and this deck goes to monsters like crazy. So we put Pot of Apparatus at 2. So you can recycle, because before you know it, you went through all 3 sets and you got no more plays except whatever you have on the field. So with this, you can just put it all back in your deck. Keep 1 Assault more activate, and then just go into other synchro plays, and then 2 super polys. So you could get rid of problematic cards and they can't respond to it, and then you have a synchro on the field. A fusion. Move this aside. For the traps, well, for the rest of the cards, 2 Assault mode activates, and then 1 Assault mode 0, because most of the times I see Assault mode, Stardust Assault mode in my hand, so I run it as 1. And if it's not in my hand and I have Summoner's Monk, I'll chuck this for Summon the Monk effect to bring out the play, then remove from graveyard to set a Summon activate, then turn 1 I'll have a Summon activate. Then if I went into the combo, this is in hand, I remove this, I already have 1 on field, I'll set the second, go into a set, Reborn the Stardust Dragon Summon. You could do so much things with this, and just a Summon activate again. Then for the final cards, just Imperial Order, Red Reboot, and Dark Factory More Production. I just love this card because if you have a dead monster in hand or you need it in the graveyard, you can just get rid of to go 1 for 1. So let's say you have Cyber Dragon in hand, you already have an established field, but you want him engraved to bring out BLS. You can activate Dark Factory More Production, send the Cyber Dragon to the graveyard, draw 1, then remove him from the graveyard with any dark to bring out BLS. Now let's get into some combos so I could show you what I'm talking about. So with this card, what I love doing is, as long as you have this card, let's say, and that, basically all you would need is any way to get into your loop. This will bring it back, guarantees you to have Tamayan on the field. And then you can use other cards like Super Poly. Let's put them up here. And then you could use other cards like Super Poly to set up back row, and if you know they're a dark deck or whatever else, like let's say this is in hand too, these two cards would set up for this or this. And let's say that's the target and that's the target, or whatever the case is. Let me stop doing so much and just focus on this for now. So you'll play Synchro Chaser. You would go into the loop, send to the graveyard, bring out, effect. I always search, then use effect. Bring to hand, then we use effect, effect, reveal, bring back, increase to level 7, and you go for your starter's play. And at this point, you want to put him there because then this kicks in, and any material used to bring out Starter's Dragon, you can bring back in defense mode. Special summon it in defense mode, and you can only use this effect once. This also, if you use Starter's effect to negate anything that destroys, they can't chain to it. So it's like, alright, let's say they play Regeki or Lightning Storm. When you send him to the graveyard and negates it, they can't call by the grave him. Nothing can come after. So it's like a Super Poly version of the Synchro. And then since he comes back, he brings back a material. I always go for Side Reflector. So now you have Side Reflector, Stardust, and Synchro Chase in the same column. And if it was Master Rule, the other one, I would normally special summon to this column, so it'll lock them out from the extra monster zone. But now with Master Rules 5, you can summon anywhere from the extra deck, so that completely gets rid of my lock. But that was the lock I did often. And then you basically just set. He's on field if you have another one. And that was all from a 3-card combo. Well, 2-card combo to help bring him out. And then he makes the whole useless. Then you can assault mode. But what I was saying at this point is, like, you have a dark. And then Super Poly wise, you just bring him back. So you can, if you have Super Poly, you can always set it. If they summon one dark monster or a fusion or whatever the deck is, you have a dark. Like, even without him, you have a dark on the field. So if they bring out a fusion, you can Super Poly because they have a fusion and you have a dark monster. So you can get rid of their fusion with your dark monster. They summon a second dark, you can go into Starving Venom. If you know they're gonna summon a third, or they're gonna summon a second, but you have the third right there. Your third, you can go into the 3-1. Like, you could do a lot more with this deck. So it's like going second is like a trap, and then you get more monster presence. Show you the combo with the thing, and then I'll leave it like that. I don't want this to be too long of a video. So it would be BLS, Cyber Dragon. No, that's a different combo. Hold on. It will be the same loop, but it's a different combo within itself. The other one is Summoner's Monk, and let's say a spell. And doesn't really matter what the other spell is. Oh, I think this one goes with BLS too. No, I don't know. I'm too sure. I'm jibber jabbering. I know I just woke up. And I was trying to get the video out. So with this play, this is a going second play. What I used to do, is they have at least one monster here, and I don't know why. I play people and they've always had one monster, and I've done it at regionals too, where they have one monster and then they just pass turn thinking he's unstoppable. I'm like, alright, special summon. Remove both from field. Send yours to the grave, mine to the grave. Bring out Chimera attack. Then go into the combo. Bong. Bam. Bam. No. It's a decked in all that. Then I'll send. Bam. Effect. Reveal. Bring back. No. It would have to be, if they only had the one monster, it would have to be him for exactly 8,000 damage. Because he's 19, you can make him level 7, whatever you want. And then at this time, normally, some people freaking, they think this is going to be my only play. They, Imperial, no, the trap card then negates effects so that they put his attack back to 0. I'm like, I wasn't done with my combo yet, but if you want to make him 0, go ahead. And then I was synchro because that's a 10 plus a 1 makes 11. And I was synchro for Star Eater, an 11 monster. And it just requires one or more monster, whatever. And then I'll synchro for Star Eater. And then I have both. And then my graveyard, since I have a light, I'll remove the light and the dark, basically, and what I use to just move stuff out of the way that were a problem. I'll get them out of the way to special summon Blackluster Soldier. And this was going second. And then hit him with 3, 32, and 19 for exactly 8,100 damage. So I Volt TK people going second with this turn, with this combo, so long as they had one monster in the extra monster zone. I'm trying to think of any other combos. Oh, to bring out the, you want to see the, if you want to see the one to bring out the level 10 monster, you would need basically just these two. And Summoner's Monk, defense mode, effect, bring out, effect, 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 other effect, reveal, bring back, increase level by 1, so that's 5, 9, 10. And then synchro for a big boy, 4,000 attack, 1 dark tuner, which is what side effect there is, and 2 more non-tuner monsters. So you have your Soul Beast and Summoner's Monk to go into this play. And then you got 4,000 monsters that can't be destroyed, and if they summon anything, you could just make their attack 0, and then you gain their attack to your light points. And well, he was the only monster that can attack. Or you could just go into your starters play. Like with the same combo, you can just summon defense, Centigrade. Oh, let me show you the other one. The other one would be these two, and either, where are you? What's the extra cards? Oh, let's say basically just these cards. So it'll be a 3-card first turn, 2 Stardust Assault Modes going first. So I know it might look like crap, but you actually have good plays as long as they don't get interrupted. So Summonous Monk goes to the fence. Effect, send to grave. From that point you go into the loop. Summon, bang, summon, search, effect, hand, second effect, reveal, bring back, increase to level by 7, go into Stardust Dragon, now you have Stardust Dragon, at which point you were removed from grave, and you can set a Sumo activate and activate it the turn it was set. So you'll search out another one from deck, set, activate it to send Stardust to the graveyard to bring out a Sumo activate, then play Return of the Dragon's Lord, one Monster Reborn, bring back Stardust Dragon, and then you can basically just set. And then on their turn, activate to bring out a second Stardust Assault mode. I remember in the game, for there, I had 2 of these, and I checked both of them to bring out something else. It was funny, but that's basically my Stardust Assault mode deck. I'm gonna be posting my crazy Exodia Forbidden Ultimate Rare Hunter 2020 version right after. So I'm gonna record that as soon as this is done and uploads. Hope you enjoy. It's not much, it's a simple deck, but it's crazy. And now that you can synchro summon to anything, you don't have to worry about getting locked into one synchro in the extra monster zone. You can just synchro. And you still have the extra monster soul, so you can always get rid of cards and just link it up if you want to, but you can synchro to any other zone, so you're not locked into just one play or trying to think of how to link up and then bring back. You can just synchro, and then your extra deck of synchros or whatever could be whatever you want, because you don't have to go into your Stardust Sumo play. You can go into any link card you want. So depending on what the meta is, if there's one link monster that just shuts down certain decks, just play. It's like having a revolver, and you have a synchro bullet for every single deck that is possible, and you go from there. And then it all depends on the pilot. Like I play a certain way, I know certain decks, and I know how to stop them. So it's like the pilot brings out a certain synchro at a certain time, you just dominate, and they can't do nothing. While if you bring out the wrong one, it can get reversed, and then you lose. It's all about the choices you choose to make in a duel. So hope everybody's okay, and hope you enjoyed. Stay safe and try not to be so bored.